You're listening to Snippets from the Summit with your host, Scott McKay.
All right, gentlemen, this is your main man, Scott McKay, coming at you again with another episode of Snippets from the Summit as part of the Mountaintop podcast from X&Y Communications. Today, we're going to talk about how your moves in the attraction process probably matter more than hers. And how I came up with this topic is with the recent passing, very tragic passing of Hayden Panettiere. I was reminded of the TV show Heroes, where somewhere around the beginning of season 2, Hayden's character, Claire Bennett, and her family kind of go off in hiding as if they're sort of part of a witness protection program somewhere in California. And Hayden Panettiere's character starts going to another whole high school, and she's given very strict warning from her adopted dad and others that she needs to really lay low and not go out for the cheerleading squad, as she's famous for being a cheerleader on that show, of course, and not even raise her hand in class to answer questions. Well, since Hayden was kind of cute, some guy took a liking to her very, very quickly, and Hayden's trying to keep him at a distance. But he's very charming, and he's practicing what I always call warm levity with Hayden Panettiere's character. And the next thing you know, she falls for him, even though she's been saying no and saying, hey, look, I'm really not even allowed to date, and telling him all these things, and has to lie to her family to find time to see the guy. Now, interestingly enough, I think most full grown-ass men in a situation like that would encounter some sort of resistance from a woman they're attracted to and think, well, she just doesn't like me, she doesn't want me. I might as well just chalk it up as rejection, maybe even feel really bad about myself and not even approach another woman for months or even years afterwards. And if you think I'm being melodramatic about that, you should see my email inbox and listen to some of my coaching sessions. I have guys who have been suffering with that kind of feeling for, well, months or years before they finally decide to do something about it. Indeed, in this situation, like many others in real life, Claire Bennett wasn't disinterested. She just had a lot going on in her life that, in her mind, at least early on, precluded her from dating this guy or getting romantically involved with this guy. And they were darned good reasons. I mean, the life of her family was quite literally at stake in the TV show. And yet, somehow, the guy prevailed and she made it perfectly clear she really was attracted and did like him, and they took it from there. So here's the thing, guys. Women in real life have a whole lot going on, too. Maybe they're just out of a relationship and really aren't ready to be dating again. At least that's what they've been told by others, maybe even their therapists, for Pete's sake, right? Or maybe they're in a complicated situation with another guy. They've sort of broken up. They haven't really broken up. Maybe she just doesn't have time. Maybe she's in the middle of something in her life that's really taking its toll. Maybe she's got a relative with cancer, or it could be quite literally anything, gentlemen. I mean, I've talked to guys who thought the woman was kind of keeping them at bay, only to find out she had an incurable STD and felt like she was damaged goods. Guys, it can be anything. When you've heard other dating experts tell you in the past, all the way back to the pickup artist era, that sometimes it isn't about you at all when a woman seems like she's not interested or even flat out says she's not interested, it's the truth. I would even go so far as to say some women, even if they're incredibly sexy, beautiful, gorgeous women, have such low self-esteem that if you show up as a guy who seems particularly well put together, or put together at all, I might say, to keep it truthful here, she may, in her mind, say, well, this guy's just going to leave me, he's going to reject me, he's just going to use me because I'm not good enough for him. And if you think that doesn't happen, I could line up a whole bunch of you guys listening to this very podcast episode who feel that way about yourselves. You've got everything to offer a woman, yet you won't man up and go ask one out because you think she'll reject you, she'll leave you, she'll think you're not good enough for her. Now, the difference that makes the difference in every one of these situations, once again, is reading the room. If she's very clear that she doesn't want you to talk to her anymore, that she isn't interested, go away, well, then she isn't interested. But if the excuses sound kind of soft, like, yeah, I like you, but, or I'm just really busy, Here's what you really need to know. Where most guys would fold up and give up, what you need to do is stop playing coy, stop thinking, well, I've been told that I can't give pretty women straight answers, and tell her what you want and what your intentions are. Like if she says, well, I'd love to go out with you, but, I just don't know, and this weekend I'm kind of busy. A lot of guys would say to her, well, I guess here's my number, just let me know when you're not busy. Or if you go out on a first date with her and it went very well, at least you thought it went really well, and you figure, well, I better give her a couple days or I'm going to look needy. Don't be surprised if the woman doesn't respond to you for 2 days after you finally respond to her. Or if you're kind of nonchalant about that second date, like, yeah, you know what, I'll call you, maybe we can get together. Listen, guys, like I've told you for years, you only look needy and clingy if you are needy and clingy. Just like you're not creepy, weird, or pushy unless you're, well, creepy, weird, or pushy. What you tell a woman when you're confident and a big 4 man all around is, here's what I really want. Yes, I like you. I want to spend more time with you. How about we find another time where we can do that? A lot of you guys are straight up either avoiding or just forgetting to tell a woman that you actually like her. Women are human, believe it or not, and they need to know these things just like you need some reassurance from her that she's interested. Guys, this is where you lead. This is why your mindset, your moves matter in this process. Women will be passive and let you walk away from them. And certainly because they're women, they're less likely to quote unquote man up than you are. Never forget that part either. Leadership and making the first move are not things we have to do as men. They're things we get to do as men. So, gentlemen, yeah, women's situations can be complicated. You may have just met her. You may have gone out on a date or two with her, but you need to read the room. And if she's not walking away from you, if she's not pushing you away, then she indeed has an openness to let you lead. Yeah, you stay warm and light, but you tell a woman what your intentions are. Sometimes you may need to be patient. Sometimes you may need to hear a couple excuses, at which time, guys, you're welcome to say, hey, tell me what's really going on. I can handle it. And if she still doesn't want to tell you, read the room again and look for some kind of trepidation. Look in her eyes. See what her eyes are telling you. I really want to tell you, but I just can't, versus, my goodness, I'm rolling my eyes. Can't you just go away? Guys, like I just said, this is the difference that makes the difference. Your mindset and your actions during the attraction process. Want to talk about this or anything else? Scott at mountaintoppodcast.com. Be good out there.
As always, visit mountaintoppodcast.com for more.